both teams will say re-hold. The battle lines have been drawn. Murrah, 36-2, excelled to the metal brand of hoops, the state's most recognized team. Harrington, Henderson, and Pate leading the Mustangs to win the 5A championship. Lawrence County, the longest winning streak against Mississippi competition, trying to steal the Mustangs' thunder. Thomas, Dampier, Griffin, the catalyst in the Cougars for a title. It's number 1 Murrah versus number 2 Lawrence County. Time to turn on the lights and play ball. MNC Sports and the Mississippi High School Activities Association presents Division 5A champ Murrah versus Division 4A champ Lawrence County in the Flagship Championship. If you are the five of the Grand Battle rock and roll, and that's what it's going to be on the campus of Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Rubenstein, MNC Sports. It'll be an historic night tonight on campus for 2 reasons. One, an athletic one. It will be the first time that a number 1 and number 2 team have ever met after state champions have ever been crowned in the state high school basketball tournament. And the second reason, it will also be broadcast history as well. This is the first time that a high school athletic event in Mississippi has ever been done on pay-per-view statewide in the state of Mississippi. Joining us to drive us home on the play-by-play tonight is my good friend Bill Wahlberg, the voice of the Jackson Generals. Murrah is the standard by which basketball teams are measured in the state of Mississippi. Does Lawrence County have enough bullets in a gun?
Rube, you're right. They're nationally ranked. They've got great talent. I think that Lawrence County needs to do 2 things. Run control the tempo, keep the game in the 50s or the 70s. Two, officiating. I think will go a long way. The Cougars would like to mostly call the game. They go about 10 deep. Murrah's not as deep, about 7 or 8. If you can get Othella, Harrington, or Ronnie Henderson in foul trouble, it could make a big difference. If not, the green game could be a nightmare for Bobby Lee and Lawrence County Cougars.
The pivotal matchup as far as I can see it, Bill, Erick Dampier, 7-foot king of the Lawrence County. He likes to play foul line and if he can hit a couple of shots out there, bring down and out of the middle of that 1-3-1 zone that Murrah so dearly loves to play so well. Maybe kind of sort of it opens things up for Lawrence County.
Dampier has to come up big. He's the only starter for Lawrence County over 6'4". Murrah has 4 players over 6'4".
Absolutely. Let's take a look and see how these teams compare statistically tonight. We'll take a look at the stats and see how they look. Murrah, of course, is a high-scoring offense. Almost 96 points per game. They are depth shooters as well. 65% from 2 points, 48% from the arc. There are a lot of teams that would love to keep that well overall if Murrah does some 3-point land.
And the Mustangs get ahead of you then if you have to foul them. Look at that, 78% from the foul line. For such great athletes, you don't have to see that. Should be a lot of fun tonight.
I think it's going to be terrific. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's game. For the 2-time defending 5A champion Jackson Murrah Mustangs, with a record of 36-2, starting at guard, the 6-foot junior, number 3, Cedric Stewart. Also at guard, a 6'5 junior, number 20, Ronnie Henderson. Starting at center, a 6'11 senior, number 24, Othella Harrington. And at forward, a 6'4 junior, number 25, Jesse Pate. The other forward, a 6'6 senior, Charles King. And in the 21st season of Jackson Murrah, head coach Orson Jordan. For the 2-time defending 4A state champion Lawrence County Cougars with a 37-2 record. From guard, a 6'3 senior, number 10, Vandale Thomas. At the other guard, a 6-foot junior, number 22, Kinley Frizzell. Starting at center, a 7-foot junior, number 25, Erick Dampier. And one forward, a 6'3 senior, number 23, Griffin. Also starting at forward, a 6-foot senior, number 35, Michael Jackson. And in his 4th year at Lawrence County, head coach Bobby Lee. Joining us will be Andy Bryan, of course, the trainer from Mississippi Sports Medicine. The 2 officials, James Vance on your left, Paul Hawthorne on your right. It is a great night for basketball. We'll set for the Tippy-O Wildbird drive us home.
It should be quite a drive tonight. You can stand room on the crowd. History in the making. As the big man, Othella Harrington and Erick Dampier step in. James Hawthorne will start up. Harrington run out of bounds with it. Initial possession. Now, Hawthorne is going to change and point the other way and give it to Lawrence County.
It's an exciting night for everybody. It's so concluded.
The trigger man will be Henry Seabell, number 22. Normally I like to prefer that 1-3-1 half-guard trap. Seabell on the point. This is Vandale Thomas for three. Thomas averages over 20 points per game. They're all American. He brings out from Murrah to that point guard, Cedric Stewart. And the Cougars open up man-to-man. Down low to Othella. Harrington makes 72% of his shots from the field. Penetration for Zell with a run of afternoon. Lawrence County an early lead.
And also applying that pressure on the ball coming in bounds, I think could really help slow the tempo and get it to a pace that they like.
Both teams man-to-man out of the corner. Henderson short from three. The long rebound is Zell. Lawrence County with it. And up three. Thomas. Back to Zell. Blocked by Harrington, who averages 6 a game. Griffin will try to place there to swat it out of bounds to Harrington. Murrah with the basketball. They like to push it. Pate for three. Zell up the long rebound. They've got the numbers. The ball not going on the floor. In on the rim, no call. And Murrah with the rebound. Henderson threw it away. Murrah likes to push the ball. Averaging 95 points a game. But they turn it over early.
Both of these teams, I find it hard to believe that either one would be particularly nervous. They both played in a lot of big games on the plate in prestigious tournaments outside. One in Missouri, another in Las Vegas for Lawrence County.
Both teams opening man-to-man and staying with it. Thomas, in and out. Harrington a rebound. He averages 25 a game. Had 17 in the 5A championship game. Inside off Harrington and out of bounds. It'll go to the Cougars, who lead at 5-2 with 5:55 to go first period. Stewart meets Zell at half point. Open man, Griffin, a little long. Thomas, offensive rebound. Rebound taken down by Charles King. Stewart pushes at the left-handed point guard who did not shoot at all in the 5A title game. And a block Harrington. Dampier the rebound. Othella had all the road to the 7-footer. Murrah held it just 2 points. Griffin stole it by Henderson. And then it went out of bounds. Murrah in the 5A championship game against Pearl got most of their steals in the 1-3-1 half court. They're playing man-to-man. Zell to Griffin. Henderson gives him the outside jump. And in the corner, Harrington with 5-2. Lawrence County had his first 2 shots. Man-to-man both ways. The offense is shining. High post King. Pate on baseline.
Erick Dampier nowhere to be seen.
The ball stolen by Henderson. Henderson showtime, but he lost the ball out of bounds. There was no showtime.
You can feel the crowd kind of pull out the strap and get ready for what was supposed to happen.
Murrah's already turned the ball over 5 times. And we've got 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Inside Thomas. And watched it out of bounds. And Murrah will get it, coming by 1.
I think anyone who expected Lawrence County to be shy about this ball game and might have been intimidated certainly hasn't seen it yet.
Stewart beats Zell. Pitches Henderson for the jumper. Dampier the rebound. This is Michael Jackson around Stewart. Blocked by Henderson. Henderson has a 45-inch vertical jump. Henderson at the other end has it swatted away and out of bounds. Henderson athletic ability in the end, but no basket.
I thought it might have been a goal to him, Bill, but when Bobby Lee didn't jump up, I didn't say anything else.
Bobby Lee sent Steve Smith in the game, number 11, 6-foot senior, who was the offensive spark in the 4A championship game. Henderson, over and out of bounds. 3:50 to go in the quarter, and surprisingly low scoring, but that's the pace that Orange County would like it up 5-4. Give and go underneath and lost out of bounds by Smith, who just went in. Smith in that 4A championship game scored 16 points in 11 minutes off the bench. Smith picks up Stewart. Both teams staying in the man. King lobbing, Othella, triple team, and foul on the shot by the 7-footer, Erick Dampier. That's the first foul of the game. At the 3:22 mark in quarter number 1.
Let's take another look at it. Othella certainly has that great step. Dampier up and off it. Those long arms, it's hard not to touch something around that one.
Harrington, a great foul shooter for a big man. This is the first one here.
But do you think these teams should be tight? I never considered that as a possibility as many big games that they play.
Maybe in the early going. Harrington makes 80% at the line. Smith both of them here. Thomas in possession. They walked in. Thomas drives by. Jam before. Smith taking the gripper. Smith alters in and out. Lead on Harrington. Cut down for Henderson. Henderson averaging almost 30 points a game. With the crowd pleasing dunk. Murrah up 8-7. With the lead now. They're the home team in the scoreboard. Won a coin flip last night. Thomas for 3. From 7 for Thomas already. Orange County by 2. High post Harrington. Pull up. You almost get the feeling that they're setting it up for a double. They're going to score it in the that was last home game of 1 minute. As long as they stay in the last round. Drilled by Erickson. He goes for the cut down in the pace. Tip no good by King. Thomas the rebound. Jackson from the baseline short. They had it, not going out of bounds. Basketball. It's a 10-10 game. Great man. Michael Jackson, 22 years. And not only from the other places. Thank you. Then on the post, switch away again. Henderson. Whistle, travels, out of bounds to Lawrence County. That's 6 turnovers ruled against Murrah in this quarter.
Well, again, I never conceived, it occurred to me that nerves could be a problem. These teams have played so many big games east. Against national competition, too, at Adams State tournament.
Like these teams has lost 2 games, and one of the 2 losses to the same school, Parkview Little Rock. Vandale Thomas with 2 more. He has scored 9 already. championship game. 12-10, Lawrence County. Pate from the corner. Followed by Othella, who has scored 8 already. The average is over 29. 12 tie, 30 seconds to go. Thomas a little long this time. Offensive rebound. Henderson. Knocked out of bounds by Steve Smith. Henderson, a marvelous leap. 20 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Tie ball game. Henderson for 3.
It's so effortless. Here it is. He's almost played a quarter. He's barely shining. He's hardly sweating.
He makes 50% of his three-point shot. 5 seconds in the quarter.
It's the Pate.
After the third quarter. He shot it lethargically, but heated up. And Murrah leads by 3 after one period, 15-12.
I'm wondering if Vandale Thomas might not be a little too much for Jesse Pate out on the floor. What do you think?
I wonder if Loenzon Darby will go with 1-3-1 and avoid the man-to-man against Thomas, who scored 9 points and had a 3 in the first quarter of the ball game.
Beautiful stuff there. Let's take it to break. Get here. You're watching Mississippi High School basketball at its best on MNT Sports.
Motors have been Jackson's best source for factory rebuilt motors and heads for many years. Now we move to a better location, Northside Drive at Flagstaff or across from the fire station.
Right now, you can buy a 305 Chevy short block for only $269. That's right, only $269 for a 305 Chevy short block from Masterbuilt Motors.
Call us, the same old number, 922-0321, and ask for me or James. Oh, I'm Ronnie Smith. Masterbuilt Motors, Masterbuilt Motors, Masterbuilt Motors. You tried the rack, now try the back. Factory liquidated furniture. Living room seat, $299. Dinette set, $169. Bedroom seat, $299. Full-size mattress, $148. And hundreds of other deals. So what?
At Factory Liquidated Furniture, there's no money down, free layaway, and convenient financing. Just what you need at just right prices.
You tried the rest, now try the back. Factory Liquidated Furniture, 626 West Monument Street.
Business owners like you know that the Department of Transportation has imposed the most stringent drug testing guidelines ever, and compliance is mandatory. For the past 7 years, NEA medical clinics have made it their business to provide the most efficient drug testing programs available. NEA has a full-time medical review officer and a nationwide network of NIDA-approved labs. Test results can be ready in only 24 hours. At NEA, our goal is to help your company achieve full compliance as efficiently as possible. Call NEA today.
In the last 15 years, Jackson has grown dramatically, and helping that growth has been Facile Ace Home Center. To keep up with your needs, we've extended our hours, now open Sundays, noon to 5. And each Sunday, we're having a Sunday sale to celebrate. This Sunday, Armstrong floor covering is only $269 a square yard. So come in to take advantage of these special prices and register for a $100 Ace Paint giveaway at our Richmond store on Old Highway 51. Facile Ace Home Center, everything for your building needs.
You are back live at the Athletics and Assembly Center in Jackson, Mississippi. You'll be starting the second period. Murrah with a 3-point lead over Lawrence County, 15-12.
Only one foul called in the whole quarter. Nice pass. For the dunk. 17-12 Murrah, which shot 41% in the quarter. Lawrence County at 38%, but Lawrence County out-rebounded them 9-6. Thomas for 3. Another. That's their second 3. Has scored 12 of their 15. Murrah by 2. Stewart against the press. Double dribble call. Defensive pressure by Kenley Cezanne. Lawrence County led most of the first quarter. Murrah now up by a bucket.
My MNT colleague Doug Meyer has something for us downstairs. Doug? in the huddle just now at the end of the quarter, Michael, they hit upon something that you talked about in the first quarter, and that is Loenzon Jordan is not upset. He just wanted his team to play within itself and not get caught up in the emotion of the moment, and also he wanted them to come out into a 3-2 zone, probably, to make Lawrence County hit them from the outside. Back to you.
And that's the point where Vandale Thomas has done. He did 5 shots, 2 for 3. Othella Harrington called for the offensive foul, the first on Murrah in the game. The miss by Jackson. Henderson off the floor with it. His pass is a little bit ahead of Pate to save it. Henderson. And saved and bound by Tuzel. Lawrence County with it, down 2 early in the second quarter.
6'8" Vandale Thomas in for the 7-foot Dampier for Lawrence County.
And there's a call on the other side of the floor. With Thomas in possession, I try to trap him over there.
I imagine Vandale would like to see a little help out there. Somebody else is going to take this away from him.
Only the second foul against Murrah. Lawrence County brings in John Mackey, a 6'3" junior, number 12. Thomas, not this time. Harrington, another rebound. That's his 4th of the game. Murrah with it, head by 2. Harrington for 2 more. Here's Georgetown, 19-15. The Mustangs ahead by 4.
Vandale Thomas with not any more success than Dampier in trying to stop Othella Harrington.
King with a near steal and a travel called against John Mackey. That's Lawrence County's 8th turnover. Murrah ball leading by 4. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Standing room only crowd at the Jackson State University. Cougars stay man-to-man. Post up Harrington. Not this time. They kept it alive and out of bounds to the Mustangs. 7-footer Erick Dampier comes back in. Number 25 for the Cougars. Randall Morris goes on. Lawrence County stayed in the man. Henderson lost the ball. Dampier up with it. Lawrence County in possession, trailing by 4. Thomas crossover. Look at the triple team. Finds the open man. Griffin the miss. Deep rebound to Pate. Ahead Harrington. And on his way to the bucket is grabbed and fouled by Stanley Tuzel. That's only the second foul against the Cougars as we get another look.
For a big man, he still puts the ball well on the floor. He looks good doing it. He's in control of himself. Notable exception is when it tips away with that good hand by Tuzel. Takes the bucket.
Each team with only 2 fouls called. Harrington on the line. Missed 2 there earlier. The Mississippi High School Player of the Year. A little bit too strong. Harrington, an All-American, and his career at Murrah, their record 106 victories. Makes that one.
He's the number 2 all-time rebounder in American high school basketball history, and I'm sure number 1 is making millions of dollars, whoever it may be.
Othello's got 11 points, and Murrah's ahead by 5. Nice pass by Thomas underneath. 20-17. Griffin's first point, he averages almost 15.
It's the guy Jordan says is the sleeper on the Lawrence County team. He's the kid that he said he really hears for Steve Griffin.
Not to line, another turnover. Dampier with a defensive play. Thomas had it knocked away. Stewart has it to Pate. Henderson wanted it. Pate goes all the way and scores. And we have a timeout for Lawrence County with 4:43 to go in the second quarter. The Murrah Mustangs ahead by 5:22 to 17.
My colleague Doug Meyer standing by in the corner with a special guest who he hopes to become a permanent resident of Mississippi, I do believe. Doug?
Well, Michael, a guy who pretty soon may not need much introduction. Professor Anderson is currently an assistant coach at the University of Georgia.
Your interest in the Ole Miss job is well documented. Do you have an interview set up?
Yes, we do. I spoke with Coach Alfred on Tuesday of this week.
You expect this to go well, obviously. Tell us real quick, how much would you like this job?
I would love it. I'd love to have it. I'm a native Mississippian, and it's a good job, and I think I could do the right thing there.
And Coach Murphy's leaving the cupboard pretty full, isn't it?
No question about it. It's a good job. It's a good place to be. I love to be there.
Okay, we'd like to talk to you a little bit more at halftime, get a little more in depth with you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Rube, Sylvester Anderson says obviously he would love to come back to Mississippi and be a head coach. Back to you.
Thank you, Doug. Of course, another thing that's being widely talked about is Sylvester Anderson and his friendship with that man you see in your screen, Orsman Jordan. They go a long way back, and Anderson, of course, grew up in Canton. Played basketball at the old Rogers High School in Canton and coached there as well. He and Orsman Jordan are very tight, and Ole Miss's problems with recruiting in the state of Mississippi are very well known.
Jordan, the 21st year now, he's won 77% of his games for the Mustangs and 3 state championships at Murrah High School. Murrah ahead by 5, and they go to that 1-3-1. They love the trap it. Thomas with great shooting range. Try according. And a steal by Pate, and out of bounds. They're going to give it to Murrah.
I don't think that's what Bobby Lee had in mind using his timeout to come up with.
But that's what Jordan had in mind when he switched from the man to the 1-3-1 half-court trap. Once Tommy stays in the man, they haven't had an answer for Othella who gets it and gets some help. Look to the weak side, and had it intercepted though by Steve Bell. Henderson, no call, kicked out of bounds by Charles King. 4:07 to go in the half. 22-17, Murrah ahead by 5. Steve Griffin back in for Lawrence County. This is Smith with catalyst in a 4A title win when he came on in the third quarter, scored a dozen points in that game. In that period alone. Smith in a baseline of traffic. Thomas for 3. And made another. It's a 3-pointer. 15 points in all already.
Doug, I believe you had some ears into the Lawrence County huddle during the timeout.
Team to please take care of the ball, otherwise, as he said, Murrah will run us out of here.
Murrah by 2, Pate had it ready. Pate calls down, no call. Thomas rebound.
This is the biggest lineup Lawrence County can put on the floor with both 6'8" Vander Morris and the 7-foot Dampier in at the same time.
They usually don't play them together. Anderson's follow-away, short. Morris for the rebound. Thomas. Air ball long. King saved it. Harrington wrote it. 3 minutes to go in a half, and we're tied up. Pate. In for Harrington. Can't handle it. Another turnover against Murrah. That's 11. And a basket by Steve Smith.
Days of the 4A title game, that's exactly what he did. Coming off the bench and lit it up quickly.
25-22, Lawrence County ahead. Cougars in the man. What an effort by Lawrence County thus far. Othella on the post. Throws it off Dampier and out of bounds.
Well, clearly the taller lineup is giving Murrah some problems.
Stewart will trade it. Henderson, long on the jumper. Cougar basketball leading by 3. Henderson knocked it loose. Dampier puts it up. Badly off the board. Pate rebounded. Henderson for the win. Here's 4-8. That's Murrah basketball. Get it, push it, and jam it. And they're down 1.
Orsman Jordan, so it's really accepted at the press conference Tuesday on the when his style of play that he coaches is referred to as run and gun, rip and run. He says, my guys know exactly what we're doing in that sort of game. We throw the lanes and we know where we're going.
They've won 29 of the last 30. Double team in the corners. A little bit short. Smith, Pate, Henderson in the open floor. Missed the dunk. And that came over near us. Bill, boy, was that weak of you? Yeah, I was ready to put it up, Bill. Made no mistake about it. He was doing it under good favor. I was ready to shoot because you better take advantage of your opportunity for this one. When you get the ball, put it up. 1:29 to play in the half. 25-24, Lawrence County by 1. Forrest Trotter, number 15, defending the ball. Then off to the lower bench, the first substitution. Nice pass and dripping down the 27-24. Lawrence County by 3. That matches the biggest lead. Trotter handling the ball. He'll play a point or he could play an offside. King underneath, deflected and another turnover. Final minute of the second period. Lawrence County with it, ahead by 3. Griffin, long. Average is 11. 29-24, Lawrence County by 5. His biggest lead. Pate contact, blocking foul call. John Michael Jackson, it's his first over the third team foul against Lawrence County. Only 2 of them called against the Mustangs. It's been a long time since Murrah has gone into a halftime locker room behind. I think it'll be interesting to see if Lawrence County can hang on to this 5-point advantage in the last 30 seconds. 29-24 Lawrence County. Harrington can't catch the pass inside. It's knocked away off the Cougars. 23 seconds to go till halftime. Forrest Trotter signals the play. Man to man. Trotter, yes. His first shot. 29-26. And you can see 6 seconds to go now. Thomas wants the last shot. And he will go. Oh, my. But there's a foul call on Othella at the end of the half. Thomas dribbled through 4 Mustangs. And then the big guy was in the back, and Harrington blocked it, but they call him foul on him. They met somewhere up in the clouds as far as I can tell, and I think it's a pretty gutty call by a people called Hawthorne. It would have been very easy to let that horn stand and send everybody to the locker room. Second foul on Harrington. 2 shots for Thomas. He finally misses something. He makes 57% at the line. Thomas fired it out 15 points, and what a first half of basketball. A full house and after half. Lawrence County, the underdog, leading Murrah 29-26. A terrific half indeed. I believe my colleague Doug Meyer is standing by now. No, we'll have to wait just a moment. Bobby Lee will be joining him in just a second, and we'll get it to them. I think it. Doug Meyer, I believe you have Bobby Lee down in the corner.
Yes, I do. Coach Lee, you guys have a 3-point lead at halftime. Is it going to surprise you anyway?
Well, no. We're not playing well offensively. We're coming down, and I don't know how many turnovers we've got. We've got inside of 2 many turnovers on offense. We're getting back and playing pretty good defense. We should be a little farther ahead. If we can just keep from turning the ball over down the floor on offense.
Now, your Lawrence County team beat Murrah's team in AAU competition. Does that give these guys a little bit more confidence to know that they can play with them?
Well, that's a long time ago, and the AAU game is a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere. But we don't lack confidence in knowing that we can compete with them. I don't know if we can whip them or not, but nobody told our kids that they can't whip them. At least they don't believe that they can't whip them.
Do you expect any changes in the second half of your team?
Hopefully we'll be a little smarter on the offensive end, because we just turned it over too many times down there.
Thanks, my coach. Best of luck to you in the second half. Michael, they want these guys to stay within themselves, not turn the ball over quite as much, and not take as many chances. He wants to see them pass the ball a lot more as well.
Doug Bobby Lee is in his 4th year at Lawrence County. His last 3 years, he's won 86%, and he leads by 3 at the half.
Big Ten knows trust. Big Ten knows time. Big Ten knows Mississippi mud. And asphalt, back roads, and open highway. Which is why Big Ten knows Kelly's Tires. They've got Kelly's to fit every family car, sports car, sticker van, on or off-road. Now you know, too. Next time you need tires, drop by Big Ten for a good deal on a great Kelly tire. Big Ten Tires, the 12 convenient locations to serve you.
The unexpected has happened. But how do you get a quality repair? Our facility has the latest unibody straightening equipment to return your car to its original condition. State-of-the-art paint systems to achieve the perfect refinish. And most importantly, trained professionals that can return your car to pre-accident condition. And we'll guarantee it.
In the Jackson area, we're Steve-All Auto Body, 3631 I-55 South, Jackson, Mississippi.
Fun? Anyone?
Come on over to the Jackson Zoo. It's the perfect spot for you.
Master Motors has been Jackson's best source for factory-built motors and heads for many years. Now we moved to a better location, Northside Drive at Flagstaff across from the fire station.
Right now, you can buy a 305 Chevy Short Block for only $269. That's right, only $269 for a 305 Chevy Short Block from Master Motors.
Call us at the same old number, 922-0321, and ask for me or James. Oh, I'm Ronnie Smith. Master Motors, Master Motors, Master Motors.
Business owners like you know that the Department of Transportation has imposed the most stringent drug testing guidelines ever, and compliance is mandatory. For the past 7 years, MEA medical clinics have made it their business to provide the most efficient drug testing programs available. MEA has a full-time medical review officer and a nationwide network of NIDA-approved labs. Test results can be ready in only 24 hours. At MEA, our goal is to help your company achieve full compliance as efficiently as possible. Call MEA today.
At halftime, an upset in the making. Lawrence County 29, Murrah 26, and maybe one of the happiest men other than Bobby Lee and the Cougars is Dr. Proctor, and Michael Rubenstein is with him now.
Thank you so much, Bill. It is halftime, as you said. We are maybe many people out there watching are surprised by this Lawrence County three-point lead at the break, but I'm sure one man, the man on my right, is not. Dr. Enos Proctor, the executive director of the Mississippi High School Activities Association. You have seen a whole lot of basketball in the last 3 or 4 months. Are you surprised at this halftime score?
Well, of course, we all knew that Murrah had a real fine ball club, but we also knew that Lawrence County was very capable, and I think that they proved that tonight. And it's just been a great ball game, been great for high school basketball and for high school sports in general. And we just appreciate this opportunity, you know, to have for all kids. When our executive board voted on this, Coach Lindy Callahan, our president down in Gulfport, and several of our board members got together, and then the executive board voted on it, and we felt like this would be something that would really benefit high school sports, and it is a first, so we appreciate this, and it's been great for high school tonight.
You must be pleased by this crowd. It's a packed house for this event. People have come from all over. People are viewing this from all over the state tonight. This is a new era for high school sports in Mississippi.
Certainly is, Michael. I think that this is the beginning of something new. I think this is something that can carry on over into all of our sports. We have some great athletes in this state, not only in basketball, but football, and I think that possibly some football playoffs later on, and it's just the beginning of something great, and we've been very fortunate to have a lot of good backing from some corporate sponsors, Coca-Cola and all, and some of these other people, and it's really helped the Farm Bureau. A lot of these other people that have worked so hard to help us with this tournament and all the other tournaments we've had, and we appreciate them.
You've covered a lot of ground since you took office in July. That's only been about 8 months. It has been a dizzying pace. Have you had time to catch your breath?
Well, no, not really. I really hadn't and don't expect to, because I think we've got a hard-working board. We've got some hard-working people, and I think we've got a lot ahead of us, and I think that we're just beginning to touch the surface a little bit with our basketball and football and all the other sports, and also academic areas that the MHSAA sponsors. So we've got a lot to look forward to.
I'm sure you do. Ernest Proctor, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure working with you. You have to feel like a proud papa on a night like this with a crowd in a game like this.
Really do, Michael. It's just a tremendous opportunity, and we just feel real proud of everybody. And both teams have played great, and the coaches, administrators from the school, superintendent, everybody. It's just a great, great atmosphere for high school athletics tonight, and we appreciate the Love Communications working with us on this and giving us this opportunity.
Well, believe you me, it's good to have a ringside seated history. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Michael.
Dr. Ernest Proctor, the head of the High School Activities Association, will be right back to the courtside right after this.
Established in 1922, the Mississippi High School Activities Association is a non-profit, non-discriminatory organization responsible for the mental and physical growth of our youth through the means of academic athletic competition. MHSAA has made many vital contributions to the growth of public and parochial school students throughout the state. MHSAA-sponsored competitions promote higher scholastic achievement and elevate the standards of sportsmanship, which aid in the development of moral and spiritual values. MHSAA governs sports like football and basketball, along with 10 others for both male and female participants. Studies have shown that students who participate in extracurricular activities achieve a higher level academically than those who don't. MHSAA recognizes our first responsibility is to academic growth. We hold competitions in the areas of drama, speech, music, poetry, and writing prose, among others. The Mississippi High School Activities Association, helping to build the minds and bodies of tomorrow's leaders.
Welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center at Jackson State University, where Lawrence County is holding a surprising 29-26 lead over Jackson Murrah at halftime. My MNT colleague Doug Meyer is standing by with a dandy guest indeed down in the corner. Doug?
I tell you what, I feel underdressed almost standing next to Lafayette Stribbling who needs a very little introduction. Mississippi Valley State head coach. Have you ever seen anything like this, Coach? Oh, it's a good one, isn't it? I tell you what, this is good for the state of Mississippi and good for basketball. Well, let's get to your team now. The first one to qualify for the NCAA tournament. Everybody else is doing their tournaments right now. How do you keep your team focused on what it's got to do next week? Well, you know, we had a 3 weeks off. And what we did, we gave the guys about 4 days off, and then we started working ourselves back into it. And now we're going full speed, and because we're looking to play next week. And, you know, our morale is still high, but I don't know how timing is going to be, but our morale is still high. And I think we'll do okay. I think we'll play hard, and, you know, if we can just get it to fall for us. You wouldn't happen to have your eye on a few of these guys, would you? Oh, you know, there's a lot of them I like to get here. Yeah. A lot of talented kids in this state, aren't there? I think this is a big showcase for it, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lot of talent here. You know, both of these teams are loaded with talent, and, you know, you could start a college team. You could take both of these teams and start your good college team off. How do you think either of these teams prepare against yours? Well, I wouldn't want to say, but there's a lot of good talent here, and these people can play. Well, Coach, best of luck to you in the NCAA tournament. Lafayette Stribbling, head coach of Mississippi Valley State basketball men's program, which will be in the NCAA tournament beginning next week. Brooke. Thank you, Doug. Why do I always feel like a sharecropper's son every time I see Lafayette Stribbling in those dandy duds? Tonight's game between Murrah and Lawrence County is the first postseason matchup, hitting two schools from different classifications since 1982. It was 10 years ago that the popular Grand Slam tournament was terminated. Our Adam Stein from MNG takes a look at whether or not the Clash of Champions will be the catalyst for reinstituting that event.
I think that they would be in favor of maybe doing something like we're doing this year. And I'm not ruling out the Grand Slam now. I'm not saying that, you know, we won't ever come back to it, because that would be up to the school.
There are a number of pros and cons to reinstituting a state Grand Slam tournament. Its detractors say that it devalues the current state championship system, while its supporters, many of whom are from smaller classifications, say simply that it gives kids an opportunity to dream, a chance to play against some of the state's best competition.
I
of like it where it is, to be truthful. I think that every school in that class should be able to go home and say we won the state tournament and rejoice over it for the next 2 or 3 months.
Second-year McLaurin High head coach Hilton Harrell disagrees. As a coach at a 2A school and a player back in the mid-'70s at 1A Liberty Central, he believes that most of the Grand Slam detractors are from the larger 4A and 5A schools like Murrah, teams who arguably have better talent and consequently maybe more to lose.
There are some negative points in it, but I think the positive would outweigh the negative. Most of our kids that play on a smaller level, they always feel like everybody thinks the guys in 5A is better than me, and I want to prove it. We need to give them that opportunity. I think kids will be just real thrilled to know, boy, if I just get to the coliseum and win, I get to play against a kid like Othella or Ronnie Henderson. I think that would just enhance all our programs around the state.
Like Harrell, John Stroud played his high school ball at a 1A school. The former Ole Miss star and current Millsaps head coach is not in favor of a Grand Slam event, and he speaks from experience. In 1975, Stroud's West Union team played Gulfport in the championship of the Grand Slam tourney and got beaten soundly by the 2A school.
You know, we were a Class A school. We played Gulfport, and they were 40-0 that year. And it was just, we played them just about a quarter and a half. I think, you know, classification is so important, and conference is so important. If you win those things, I think, you know, you have 3 or 4 wins instead of just having one big winner.
And that was the sentiment of a majority of Mississippi's 240-odd basketball coaches back in 1982. With the large classifications dominating the last 20 years of the event, losing the overall championship just 6 times, the Grand Slam event was shelved.
Some coaches and some people believe that if you win your class championship, that you shouldn't have to leave the season on a sour note by losing to somebody or whatever. But I like it. I think it would be good. I think it would create a lot of interest. I think it would put some folks in the stands too.
Thank you so much, Adam Stein. We're back at halftime at the Assembly Center at Jackson State University. Lawrence County holding a 29-26 lead. Let's quickly take a look at the first half statistics from tonight's game. Bill Wahlberg, I believe you've been the run in total.
Well, Vandale Thomas, 16 of Lawrence County's 29 points, 4 out of 4 from three-point range. Othella Harrington leading Murrah with 11, and Ronnie Henderson has scored 9. Identical field goal percentages, as you can see. And Lawrence County made 3 more three-point shots.
You can attribute that to Vandale Thomas.
Each team only called for 3 fouls and a half and very little foul shooting. Rebounding, there's a big surprise. The smaller Cougars have not rebounded. Murrah by 2. And turnovers a lot, 22 in all 12 of them for Murrah.
Well, it surprises us. Let's see if it surprises Murrah coach Orsman Jordan. He's standing by with my MNT colleague Adam Stein right now. Adam?
All right, Rube, thanks. We are standing by with Murrah head coach Loenzon Darby. First off, Coach, what did you tell your team in the locker room at half?
Well, we have to eliminate a lot of mistakes. We made a lot of bad passes, and we clowned around a little bit. I think we were a little bit too tight, so we just have to tighten up and get back and play basketball.
Do you feel like your kids kind of got caught up in the emotion of things from the onset?
Well, they could be, but, you know, Lawrence County might have something to do with that, too. They have a real fine team.
10-minute halftime. You weren't in the locker room for too long. These kids came out here about 8.5 minutes to go in the half. What was that?
Well, we don't ever stay in the locker room too long. You know, you can't do much more than you practice. You know, used to going in there hooping and hollering or trying to draw up something you haven't practiced. So they know what we practice and what we come and try to do.
It looks to me like your kids are tired. We know it's been a long season. Othella Harrington on a couple of occasions has raised his hands above the head. Are your kids a little bit lethargic at this point?
Well, they could be. I'm tired myself, so I know they're tired.
So what do you do to re-energize them for the second half?
Well, we just re-emphasize that they must go out and play if they want to win the ball game. You know, so I thought they can reach back and get it.
How bad do they want it at this point? You're down by 3 at the half?
Well, 3 is not much. That's just one shot that we can get the basketball over before they score.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot for talking to us, and good luck in the second half. That's Loenzon Jordan, the head coach for Murrah High School. Keep in mind, this is not the first time, Rube, that Murrah has trailed at halftime. They're a powerful team, and they expect a strong showing in the second half.
Thank you so much, Adam. You know, I'm sure that there's not much that needs to be said. Here's a guy that hasn't had a losing season in 18 years. If he wants to keep it quiet in the locker room at halftime, obviously that sort of thing pays.
He's won over 700 games in his high school career, 4 state championships, so he must know what he's doing. But Lawrence County closed up strong with that 12-4 run at the end of the half.
Yeah, it was very impressive. 29-26, Lawrence County leading at halftime here at Jackson State University. We'll be back with the second half tip-off right after this.
Masterbuilt Motors has been Jackson's best source for factory-built motors and heads for many years. Now we move to a better location, Northside Drive at Flag Chapel, across from the fire station.
Right now, you can buy a 305 Chevy Short Box for only $269. That's right, only $269 for a 305 Chevy Short Box from Masterbuilt Motors.
Call us the same old number, 922-0321, and ask for me or James. Oh, I'm Ronnie Henderson. Masterbuilt Motors, Masterbuilt Motors, Masterbuilt Motors.
Business owners like you know that the Department of Transportation has imposed the most stringent drug testing guidelines ever, and compliance is mandatory. For the past 7 years, NBA medical clinics have made it their business to provide the most efficient drug testing programs available. NEA has a full-time medical review officer and a nationwide network of NIDA-approved labs. Test results can be ready in only 24 hours. At NEA, our goal is to help your company achieve full compliance as efficiently as possible. Call NEA today.
In the last 15 years, Jackson has grown dramatically, and helping that growth has been Crackle Ace Home Center. To keep up with your needs, we've extended our hours, now open Sundays, noon to 5. And each Sunday, we're having a Sunday sale to celebrate. This Sunday, Armstrong floor covering is only $269 a square yard. So come in to take advantage of these special prices and register for a $100 Ace Paint giveaway at our Richmond store on Old Highway 51. Crackle Ace Home Center, everything for your building needs.
Big Ten knows trust. Big Ten knows time. Big Ten knows Mississippi mud. And asphalt, back roads, and open highway. Which is why Big Ten knows Kelly tires. They've got Kelly's fit every family car, sports car, pickup or van, on or off-road. Now, as you know, too, next time you need tires, drop by Big Ten for a good deal on a great Kelly tire. Big Ten Tires, 12 convenient locations to serve you.
Welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center at Jackson State. We're getting ready to start the third period of play. Lawrence County with a surprising 29-26 lead over Murrah. Surprising that Lawrence County has the lead, and surprising that the game is so low scoring. Bill Walter?
We said at the outset, Lawrence County wants to control the tempo. They want a lower scoring game, and the Cougars will get it inbounds initially. Lawrence County plays it in. Stanley Giselle guided by Stewart. Murrah man-to-man. Lost out of bounds off Vandale Thomas, who had a marvelous first half with 16 points.
Still, he chilled a little bit in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the half. Nobody can keep that pace up right here.
Now pressure in the backboard by Lawrence County against Stewart. Cougars played good man-to-man in the first 16 minutes of action. They're looking for something backdoor. There's the foul on the sideline against Lawrence County. Michael Jackson second. Each team only 3 fouls against them in the first half, but Othella Harrington got 2. The latter on the very last ball at the end of the half. Stewart and Harrington, 2 left-handed setters for Murrah. Stewart runs the point. He didn't take the shot in 26 minutes in the 5A championship game. In on the post to Harrington. Double team, puts it on the floor. And Othella's got 13. 29-28, Lawrence County by 1. Each team led by as many as 5 in the first half. Penetration and a shot by Stanley Giselle, the junior guy. 31-28, Lawrence County up 3.
Both teams look a lot more comfortable starting this period than they did to start the game.
Pate with a drive, and on the way to the basket, he is blocked and fouled by Jackson, who's a defensive specialist, and that's 3 on him. 2 in the first couple of minutes of the third quarter. And Bobby Lee will go to his bench. Jackson comes out, Mackey back, and he talks to the outside. Lawrence County deep, where they went 8 deep, or 6 deep for the first half. Pate, yes. Pate has scored 6. The average is over 20. 31-30, Murrah down 1. Stewart misses the steal. Off the window by John Mackey.
his first point. The average is almost 5 off the bench. Lawrence County up 3. Lawrence Strada checking in at the storage table across the way from Murrah. He gave him a nice lift in the last minute and a half of the half in the first half. Harrington up high has it poked away and runs it down. Henderson signals play one. Othella air ball. King offensive rebound. That was stuck at stage. Carl stands for his first point. I think Othella, the only seniors on this starting lineup. I think Murrah doing exactly what Coach Jordan said. I think he wanted to get rid of the playground and back to a pattern-paced game to start the second half. Dampier blocked by Harrington and a foul call. The 7-footer Erick Dampier will go to the line. That's the third foul on Othella Harrington. And he has been in foul trouble against the ground. Or if Strada comes in. Dampier for 2. That's 66% at the line. He has scored only 3. Lawrence County by 2. Dampier 215 pounds, 7-foot junior. In and out. Playing by King. Pate down the lane, pulls up. Dampier rebound. That left the back. Henderson knocks it away. Right in front of us. Pate steals it. To Henderson. To King. Lost it, got it back. Missed off the window. Dampier rebound and knocked out of bounds. Well, I don't know why there wasn't an annihilation. Charles King certainly seemed to go up with it and come down with it. I wonder if James Vance didn't swallow his whistle. Both coaches up scowling. Jordan doing a Limp Sanderson lookalike. 34-32. Lawrence County up 2. Almost losing it. Steve Bell. No good from Free Griffin. Henderson a rebound. The average is 9 a game. This is Strada off the bench. The only non-starter they played. Harrington. He has scored 15. And we're tied at 34. 4:38 to go, third quarter. Vandale Thomas to Dampier and grabbed on the arm by Henderson on the way up. Dampier back up the line. Henderson's first foul. Does Dampier remind you of Darren Jacobs at all? He just finished the Southern Miss. Took him a little longer to develop. Played 2 years of highly successful junior college ball at Cole-Lynn, then helped USM to back-to-back NCAA appearances. Yeah, he does somewhat. He's going to have a big year next year for them. He's now 2 out of 3 at the line. And Lawrence County back ahead by 1. The last guy was at 22. Dampier on that one. It was just 34. Pate with a loose ball. 2 on 1. Murrah's ahead by 1. Let me get a Steve Griffin a medal. He just took discretion over valor over that one and stayed on the floor and out of the way. Thomas with the miss, and it's out of bounds to Murrah. Lawrence County led by 3 at the half, and the Cougars want a timeout. 4:08 to go in the third quarter. Murrah leading by a point, 36-35. They're trying to snap Lawrence County's 21-game winning streak, and the Cougars have won 43 in a row against Mississippi teams. Certainly more patience being shown by Murrah to begin the second half. Coach Jordan's pearls of wisdom, I think, probably did not fall on deaf ears. These kids know well enough to follow the leader in the case like this. Definitely playing the pattern offense. What he told us and I happened here was we got his team was too tight at the half. They play up passes and we're tired. Our Adam Stein is checking on plot lines for Lawrence County Center tonight. Adam, you have a relative in the house.
Yeah, I certainly do, Ruben. You can see where Erick Dampier gets his size. His dad's still 6'5.5". His mother 6'4.5". He got a big son. He had to go through a lot of clothes.
Right. Extra large.